One of the events that may have contributed to the opinions reflected in Mr. Hoover's memo is the apparent recovery of the wreckage of a crashed UFO by the United States Army. This happened on July 8th, 1947, and involves Major Jesse Marcel, who was, at that time, the intelligence officer at Roswell, New Mexico Army Air Force Base, the only atomic bomb wing in the world. Major Marcel is a combat veteran who shot down 5 enemy planes in World War II. A local rancher brought Major Marcel to a crash site located on a remote area of his ranch. They were astonished to find the vast amount of wreckage.
One thing I was certain of, being familiar with all air activities, that it was not a weather balloon, nor an aircraft, nor a missile. It was something else of which we didn't know what it was. There were just fragments strewn all over the area, an area about 3/4 of a mile long and several hundred feet wide. So we proceeded to pick up the parts. A lot of it had a lot of little members with symbols that, to me, I call them hieroglyphics because I could not interpret them, could not be read. They were just like symbols of something that meant something. These little members could not be broken, could not be burned. I even tried to burn that. It would not burn. See, that stuff weighs nothing. It's not any thicker than tinfoil in a pack of cigarettes. He says, I tried to bend this stuff. He says, it will not bend. He says, we did all we could to bend it. It would not bend. He says, we even tried making a dent in it with a 16-pound sledgehammer. He says, still no dent in it.
A woman working in a radio station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, started to transmit on a news wire the story of Major Marcel's recovery of a crashed flying saucer. The FBI interrupted that communication with the statement, "Do not continue this transmission." An official Army press release was put out announcing the capture of portions of a flying saucer. Major Marcel escorted the wreckage on a B-29 to Carswell Air Force Base. The press was waiting for him, but he was told not to say anything by his commander, General Ramey.
The newsmen saw very little of that material, a very small portion of it. And none of the important things like these members that had these hieroglyphics or markings on. They wanted me to tell them about it, and I couldn't say anything. And when the general came in, he told me not to say anything, that he would handle it.
The reason that this story has remained hidden from the public for over 30 years is that General Ramey released a cover story at that point saying that the crashed flying saucer was really a weather balloon. The press around the world accepted that statement. The documented testimony of one of Major Marcel's B-29 crew members reveals that the UFO wreckage was removed from their B-29 by armed guards and placed on another aircraft. This seems rather strange treatment for the wreckage of a weather balloon.
More than 24 people in New Mexico associated with the UFO-related events of July 1947 have been interviewed. We have verified every statement made by Jesse Marcel.
A well-respected New Mexican engineer, Barney Barnett, has reported that a flying saucer crashed just outside of Socorro, New Mexico in early July 1947. Since this is the same date and very close to the location where Major Marcel recovered a crashed UFO, it seems probable that the crashed UFO Mr. Barnett reported is a larger piece of the crashed UFO Major Marcel recovered. Mr. Barnett saw a number of dead alien bodies extracted from that wreckage. He was accompanied by members of an archaeological expedition. A military group came along, swore everybody to secrecy, and carried off the saucer and the dead alien bodies.